Hello friends, welcome back to the shop. We are about to begin working on cleaning the exterior of the stummel on this Kiko block meerschaum pipe for classic fly tire. And I'll be honest with you, this is the part of this procedure that is giving me nightmares, because I really am worried about what effect the cleaning is going to have on the stain. I obviously don't want to strip the stain off. I can't restain the pipe because it's meerschaum, and I have no idea what the process is that they use to apply the stain in a way that it doesn't just soak into the meerschaum. So I'm a little leery of doing this, but I'm going to use the gentlest method that I know, and we'll see how it works. So the gentlest method that I know. Well, the gentlest method that I know would be to do nothing, but we're not going to do that. The second most gentle method is going to be to use just water, and the only reason we're using water is that it's going to be a bit of a lubricant, and it's going to help the dirt particles flow away from the pipe as we're trying to clean it. And we're going to use medical gauze. And the reason I like the medical gauze is that it's very soft, it's very gentle, but it's got a bit of abrasive quality to it because of the way it's woven. And that allows you to get a little bit of friction, for example, when we're trying to remove this bit of buildup here. We're not going to apply any liquid to the pipe. Everything will be applied to the gauze pad, and hopefully we'll be able to do this without causing any lifting of the stain. So you're seeing this in real time. Wish me luck. If it goes poorly, forgive me, Alec. I'm doing my best. Okay, so this is damp, but obviously not dripping wet. And we will just begin. Now what I'm hoping is, because this is polished, that residue is going to come away quite easily. And I do believe I am correct in that assumption. So I'm now using a dry part of the gauze to dry it. And yep, you can see we pretty much were able to strip that residue off completely. So that's great. That worked really well, and boy, really quick. That's the quickest rim cleaning I've ever done. Okay, now onto the sides. I think this is just going to be a long process of dabbing this, and I don't know if that's from the rim or if I just got that off. Yeah, it's not that bad. Just dabbing this and trying to lift any dirt out of the pores. So I'll do this. I'll continue to use fresh pieces of gauze, add a little bit more water, because this is just barely damp, so I definitely need to get a little bit wetter than this. And I will do this on the entire pipe and bring you back when I am done dabbing. Alright folks, that seemed to work well. I just really took my time with it and basically just used that dabbing motion that I showed you. And fortunately it was not very dirty to begin with. There was a little bit of surface dirt, which you're always going to get on a pipe, but it wasn't bad at all. And I think we've got it clean enough that we could apply a wax coat at this point and get it looking a little bit shiny again, and also protect it. So I will do that, but it's necessary, in my opinion, and I'm making this up as I go along, so maybe I'm wrong, but I believe it's necessary to let this sit at least overnight, just to make sure that it's dry. I used, as you saw, very little water, but at the same time I do not want to run the risk of any water being trapped in the meerschaum, and I don't want to put a wax coating over top of it with the water being in there. So we'll let this dry overnight, and then when we come back we'll be able to do the beeswax coating. Okay folks, so we've allowed the pipe to sit overnight. I buffed the mineral oil off the stem just by hand, and obviously we still need to take this to the buffer to finish the cleanup, but we're ready to finish the stummel with wax. So the way we're going to do that is I'm going to use beeswax because I can't put carnauba on this. Well, really you shouldn't put carnauba on a meerschaum pipe. The beeswax will be hard enough to provide a protective coating, and it will sink in a bit to the meerschaum, aid with any coloring that might occur, and it'll give a little bit of shine, but most importantly it'll protect the pipe and protect the stain that's on there. I'm going to use a method that I actually saw Walt Kanoy use in one of his videos, and I will put a link to that video in case you're interested in seeing the details. And I've used this on my own meerschaum pipes. It works quite well, and it's really quite simple. So what we're going to do is I've got some beeswax here, which is grated. So I just use one of those microplane graters with a block of beeswax, and you can get quite a fine powder. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to lay that on a piece of shop towel. You could use a paper towel. I like these shop towels because they're more lint free than paper towels. It's amazing how much lint you can get off of a paper towel. So I'll just be taking some of this beeswax and sort of liberally applying it onto the shop towel, and then I'll use the heat gun to melt that into the shop towel. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to impregnate this with beeswax. Now the way that Walt Kanoy did it, and the way that I do it when I'm working on my own pipes, is he then smoked the pipe, got it hot by smoking it, and as he smoked it, used the towel, the wax impregnated towel, to apply the wax to the pipe. Now I'm not going to do that because this is not my pipe to smoke, and also there's an easier way to do it, which is I will just heat the pipe gently using the heat gun. So once I've got the wax melted into the towel, I'll then use the heat gun to warm up the pipe to the point where the wax will melt off the towel into the meerschaum. I'll do that on the entire stummel, being careful not to get any inside. And when that's done, I will just hand buff it with a microfiber towel. And that the microfiber towel is important because, again, you want to avoid lint as much as possible, and we don't want to get any lint into the beeswax, which would mess up the finish. And at that point we'll be done. After that I will buff the stem. I'm going to re-ink the stem using a grout pen. I've shown you how to do that before. And we will then have the pipe completed. So I'll bring you back once the whole thing is together and ready to go. Well, my friends, we are done. Here we have the finished, fully refurbished Kiko pipe. And I'm quite happy with the way this turned out. The beeswax has provided a little bit of shine, not too much, but just enough to let you know that it's a nice pipe, and it will certainly protect the meerschaum. The top turned out quite nicely. The stem is polished up. I put a coat of carnauba wax on it, and as you can see, that logo re-inked really nicely, and the elephant is really an impressive amount of detail there. You can see tusks and the trunk on the elephant, so that's kind of cool. I did not re-ink, or I did not ink the Tanganyika pressed into the bottom because I don't think that's supposed to be inked, but it is still visible, although a bit light at the beginning. So overall, I think this has turned out well. I hope that Classic Fly Tire will be pleased with the results, and the pipe will be on its way back to him very soon. So I thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this series. If you would like to follow other series, similar pipe restorations, please go ahead and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. If you are, I thank you for that. And I thank you all for taking the time to watch this video. I will, at this point, bring this to a close, and I will look forward to talking to you all again very soon. Goodbye now.